Lena and Tom were inseparable. Growing up in a small, sleepy town, they found joy in the simplest things, playing in the woods, building forts by the river, and dreaming of a future where they'd always be side by side. They were 10 years old when they made a pact, sitting under their favorite oak tree. "No matter what happens, we'll always be together," Tom said, holding out his pinky. Lena hooked hers around his and nodded always. As the years passed, life began to pull them in different directions. Tom's family faced financial hardships and decided to move to the city in search of better opportunities. Lena was devastated. They spent their last summer together, trying to ignore the inevitable, but the day of departure came too soon. Lena stood by the oak tree, tears streaming down her face as she watched Tom's car disappear down the road, taking with it the life they had imagined together. In the city, Tom's life changed drastically. He was thrust into a fast-paced world where the pressures of school, new friends, and responsibilities consumed him. Letters between Lena and Tom became less frequent, and eventually they stopped altogether. Lena remained in their hometown, clinging to the memories of their childhood, but as the years went by, she too was swept up in the currents of life. Work, family, and the unspoken pain of a lost friendship. 20 years later, Lena received a call she never expected. Tom was back in town, but under tragic circumstances. His father had passed away, and he was coming back to bury him. Lena's heart raced with a mix of emotions. She hadn't seen or heard from Tom in so long, but the memories of their pact still lingered in the back of her mind. They met again under the oak tree, now much older and wearier. The years had changed them, but the bond they shared as children was still there, hidden beneath the layers of time and distance. Tom apologized for the lost years, explaining how life in the city had consumed him, how he had lost himself in the demands of a world that never seemed to slow down. Lena, with tears in her eyes, forgave him, but the pain of their separation hung heavy between them. The funeral was a somber affair. Afterward, Tom and Lena walked through their old haunts, talking about the lives they had lived apart. They reminisced about their childhood, about the dreams they once had. Tom confessed that he had never been truly happy in the city, and that he had always felt something was missing Lena. But life had a cruel twist in store. Just as they began to rekindle their friendship, Tom revealed that he was sick. He had been diagnosed with a terminal illness and didn't have much time left. Lena was shattered. The reunion she had longed for had come too late. In the days that followed, Lena spent every moment she could with Tom. They relived their childhood dreams, laughed at old jokes, and made new memories, knowing they would be short-lived. One evening, as they sat under the oak tree, Tom took Lena's hand and made her promise to live her life fully, to not dwell on the past or the what-ifs. With a heavy heart, Lena promised, and this time it was her pinky that held his. Tom passed away shortly after, leaving Lena with a heart full of sorrow and a promise she wasn't sure she could keep. But as the seasons changed and the pain slowly began to dull, Lena found herself smiling at the memories, at the love and friendship they had shared. She knew that Tom would always be with her, not just in the past, but in every moment she chose to live fully, just as he had asked. Years later, Lena still visits the oak tree. It stands tall and strong, just as it did when they were children. She talks to Tom, telling him about her life, about how she's kept her promise. And in the rustling of the leaves, she hears his voice, reminding her that some bonds, no matter how strained or distant, can never truly be broken.